Hey guys, it's Matt Faircloth. So I'm here in Trenton, New Jersey, and I want to take you guys through what property that we're just wrapping up and tell you guys the story of it, because it's a lot of theoretical stuff on BiggerPockets. I want to give you guys some practical stuff to show you guys a deal, how we renovated it, tell you the whole story of the whole project. You got to see this. Come on in, let's check it out. All right guys, so this is the property. This is a duplex on Center Street in Trenton, New Jersey. Really great location. The Boys and Girls Club just finished renovation of a big lot. They're gonna do like a big community garden right here. They built that pavilion. They're gonna do this cool thing right next to this property. So what a great area, right? You got the Boys and Girls Club across the street here in Trenton. And this property we purchased for somewhere in like the $40,000 range because it needed a lot of work. Local guy was fixing it up for himself to live in. It just ran out of gas, ran out of money. He was trying to work on it on the side. Made a few bad decisions when he was renovating it with, just spent too much money on a few different things and decided, you know what, this is not for me, I'm out. And so he gave it to a local realtor to sell. We pretty much bought it for him for what he had into it so he could at least take it off his plate, because real estate's not for everybody. It wasn't for him. He was grateful to sell, grateful to get his money back and move on to the next thing. So it was in deplorable condition. We're gonna try and give you guys you can do before and after shots and look at this before it looked like this, because it sure didn't look like this before we started work. But I'm gonna give you guys a tour and show you what we did as we went through. So obviously vinyl siding, capped a lot of these windows up because you really got to button up the exterior of a property and make it shine from the street. Vinyl siding and window capping and stuff like that's not that much money, but for what you get, for the shine that you get from the street, vinyl siding and window capping on older property. I think this has had like old asphalt shingles on it, had an old look to it. Needed a nice fresh look like this. So that's the outside of the property. I'll take you around back and show you what we did back there. So we're in the backyard here. There was this enormous garage that was like a couple of car wide garage. And just the problem is because the property had become dilapidated and had sat for a really long time, the roof was starting to cave in, the wood around the outside was starting to fall into it. It was just really just kind of tearing itself down. So we could have repaired it, but it would have cost like 4 times as much as it would have just demo it, take it down, and then have a nice big open parking area for the tenants that live here. But check this out. When you walk around, they've got this big, large open area that they can use for parking vehicles. Both tenants, this is a duplex, so both tenants that live here can park a vehicle. They can, just have an area for whatever they want to do to use the back of this property. Let me show you the back here. You've got a side entrance over there for the first floor tenant. But by the way, for multifamily, I love separate entrances on the exterior because then they can just not be in each other's way, and also cleaning that common area. Cleaning that area is on the tenants. A lot of expense can be spent, a lot of money can be spent on multifamily for cleaning common areas of apartment buildings and stuff like that, or even for small units like this, like a duplex. You want to give the tenants as much private access as possible, because then they have to maintain that area on their own. You don't have to heat it or cool it or sweep it or shovel the snow on it or whatever. So this tenant on the first floor has to maintain all this stuff, and it's not on the property expenses. And then there's another unit that's accessed from the front. So I'll show you guys quickly on the inside too, so we can take a look at the changes that we made. So we're going into the upstairs unit now. Walk into an entry door. Like I said, the door used to be all the way up these steps, but like I was saying before about giving tenants as much of the common space as you can, I moved the door all the way down here so the tenant has to maintain these steps in this area. This is all on them to clean, which they'll gladly do, but if it's in the common area that they share with somebody else, they're not going to do that because it's not just their space. So I'm going to give them just this area, and they can use this for themselves. So come on upstairs and I'll show you the rest. We got paint on the walls, sheetrock's up, just finishing all touch up and everything like that. We're probably about a week out from being finished here, but this is a 1-bedroom apartment. This is a nice big 1-bedroom. This is maybe say like 17 by 14. We're gonna try and I think we'll be able to get somewhere in the neighborhood of say like 850 for this 1-bedroom apartment here. It's in a great location with a park next door, as I said. So it's good, and it came out nice. It's very livable. Standard. We like to use laminate vinyl plank flooring because it's scratch proof. Goes together with tongue and groove like that. Just goes together like puzzle pieces. It's affordable to put in, and if a piece scratches, I can just, you know, pull a piece out and change out a piece of it. It's easy to go in, easy to interchange if I have to. I'm probably not too happy my contractor used that color because I think it looks a little old, you know, a little old school, but I prefer like the dark grays because there's a dark gray color that they make, but just, you know, my mistake, didn't communicate to the contractor what color I wanted on the flooring, so he probably went with whatever he had a deal on or just whatever he happened to have access to or whatever he likes. But just make sure that you go that granular with your contractors on what colors they're going to be putting in and everything like that. This is fine. And I think this will show fine long term, but I just would have preferred a gray. I think it would have looked a little better in here, but this will work fine too, and this will lease up just fine too. Let's head upstairs. We've got a kitchen. This, by the way, this duplex here, probably back in the day, many years ago, as many duplexes were, this was a single family home. And so we're in the upstairs part. That what I just showed you guys was probably somebody's bedroom. This was probably another bedroom for the home, but we turned it into the kitchen. This is going to be the kitchenette. We've got the plumbing in. The cabinets are downstairs ready to be installed. So this will be a kitchen here, and then a little eating area in here and everything like that with a pantry that probably was a bedroom closet back in the day. This will be the pantry here and everything like that. Again, we didn't cut it up. It was like that when we bought it, and so we are just bringing it all back to life and making it usable again for somebody who's looking for an economical place to live, for a one bedroom that's in a great location with a little kitchen, little eating area, and a bedroom and a living room off of here. So I'll show you guys downstairs so you can see. And downstairs is interesting. We ended up just bringing what was there back to life. The prior owner had got about halfway done renovating it. Some things we kept, some things we didn't. Hopefully we can show you guys some before and afters on that, but let's head downstairs. So we're here on the first floor apartment. Like I said, this apartment was already finished and stuff like that, but we had to undo a lot of the finishing that guy did, which is advice for you guys. When you're buying property that's been worked on by somebody else before you got a hold of it, like buying somebody else's problem, make sure that everything was done to code. This guy took like the plumbing pieces that went together and took a lighter and like burned them until they melted and then used that to weld the plumbing pieces together, believe it or not. So we had to remove all that. A lot of the lighting was done wrong. As you can see, we had to cut in to do new lighting, to run new light fixtures and stuff like that. So we had to bring everything up to code. You may have to budget for doing that if you're buying a property that's been halfway worked on by somebody else. So as you can see in the before and after, I mean, bathroom was here. Really didn't have to do much, just kind of brought that back. We're just gonna finish cleaning that and it'll be done. This kitchen was what was interesting. There was this enormous, like, weird floating island in the middle of this room. It was floating off the wall, but it just wasn't safe. Didn't really make sense, so we took it out. He had put the cabinets in, you know, we let the cabinets stay, the appliance package was here, so we're just putting those back in, making sure they run. You know, the tile work was already in too, but we just opened up the kitchen and took this weird looking overhang thing out of there. This is the primary point of entrance to this apartment. That door there is what opens up to the backyard. Again, I love separate points of entrance. And also just functionally obsolete slightly, but it is what it is. I'm only 5'7" and I can touch the ceiling right here with my hand. So a tenant that's like 6'3" is not going to live in this apartment, but it was functionally like that. Not something we had to correct because the ceilings were already there when we bought the place like that. So bear that in mind too. So you've got the bedroom back here. This is just the bedroom. We put in a little extra heat for the tenant, electric baseboard heat. And left the floors the way they are, just painted the walls to dress everything up. And then they have like a little separate room in the back they could use for like a study, a library, maybe if you've got a young baby, like a baby's room or something like that could be in there too. This one will rent for in the $850 range as well. So all in, here's the numbers. You guys have been dying for the numbers and stuff like that, right? So bought it for 40, probably put around another 45 in renovations all in into it, plus another 5,000 for carrying cost. So we're into the whole property for 90. And it is going to rent for, let's see, 8 plus, let's just say 8 plus 8 will be conservative. So $1,600. So we're just over the 2% rule that we talk about on BiggerPockets pretty regularly. That's a great cash flow play, the 2% rule is. So once we're refinanced, should be able to do a full BRRRR, strategy, and we might even sell the property all out to make a few bucks on the sale. So we've got a few options here. So this is the property that we have here in Trenton. I hope you guys learned something about it. You can ask questions and jump into the Q&A, but most importantly, check out BiggerPockets. Go to BP and get in conversations with people about renovation strategies, about local markets. This property's around the corner from my office. Should be something that you guys should be able to find in your local market, unless you're investing out of state, which you could do too. But you can find deals like this if you look hard enough, and find local contractors to renovate for you as well. Just make sure you leverage BiggerPockets as a source for inspiration, a source for ideas, and a source to talk out problems, to talk out solutions. Let's not talk about problems, talking out a solution until it hits for deals like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and share this video. Liking this video tells Facebook that you like this video, and it will help propagate it to everybody else that wants to watch it, and share it with other people in your network so they know that you are a real estate investor yourself, and maybe they want to invest with you, maybe they want to help you find deals, maybe they want to be involved in what you're up to. So make sure to share this video with your network too. That's what I got for you guys. Check out BiggerPockets at biggerpockets.com to learn more about what BP's up to, and I'm telling you to have a great and profitable week.